my business was worth nothing. One huge issue was key man syndrome, right? So I was the face of my business.
From the angle of refinement, it's all about putting together a system, making business more profitable.
The secret is you have to do everything. Everybody's not gonna be perfect. They're not gonna be you. It's better to have a piece of a watermelon than a whole grape.
What compounds more, capital or credibility?
Credibility. With credibility, you get as much capital as you want.
There's two kinds of real estate entrepreneurs. The ones who invest themselves, and they're the ones who educates how to invest. Sometimes this could be the same individual that does both, and sometimes it's two different ventures. Today's guest is Joseph Griffin. Joseph, would you say you're an investor who educates, or you're an educator who invests?
Investor who now educates. Yep, investing came first.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Now tell us who you are and what you do.
Joseph Griffin, known as the tax deed wolf. I specialize in getting property for pennies on a dollar from tax deed auctions. When you live in the US and you don't pay your property taxes, your county's going to take those properties and they're going to sell those at auctions. That's been my specialty for about a decade now, and just loving it.
Today, we're not going to dive in too much into tax deeds. It's going to be all about enterprise value, right? Before we begin, I want to run something by you. In my mind, a lot of investment type businesses, they use education as something that creates eyeballs, attention. With attention, of course, we get a lot of authority. Mm-hmm. With authority, we build our deal flow, we build everything else that comes with capital and so on. Would you say, in your case, educational portion of it is a marketing lever, or and it's a business in itself?
So it's both. It's definitely both. And when I first got into education, one, I didn't realize how much marketing it actually took. But then I didn't realize the pipeline that it actually did create for more investors to come through, allow you to do bigger deals. It allows you to get deals from all over the US. I started out in Florida. Next thing you know, it's worldwide. So it's both for sure.
So you called it wolf. Right, specifically wolf, not tiger, not lion, not eagle, or any other creature. Why wolf?
I used to be in network marketing back in the day, and we did this experiment on like which animal you related to the most, and mine ended up being the wolf. And something happened, I just stuck with it, and then I started specializing in tax deeds. And so I'm like, could you imagine what my wife thought about this? I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be the tax deed wolf, and I just took it, ran with it, and then now, hey, it's stuck.
I actually love the creature. Wolf is a very loyal creature. There's a lot of good qualities of the wolf. Let's go through the venture of yours and see how our R.I.S.E philosophy touches different aspects of your business. We basically gonna go through four things. One is R. It's R.I.S.E an acronym. R is for refine, I for invest, S for share, and E for exit. So from the angle of refinement, right, it's all about putting together a system, refining what you have, creating an offer that works, making business more profitable, finding what works, what's not. Can you take us back to when you started, at which point you started to refine where it became more than just you going and looking for investment opportunities, where you started to treat more like a business and started to see what can I put together as a system, as a process that could be potentially delegated and so on?
So this probably started back in 2023, 2024 timeframe. I actually flew to Vegas and went to this seminar, and they were talking about scaling businesses, right, to the point of where you can actually exit them. And I didn't know crap about what they were talking about, EBITDA scores and this, key man syndrome and this. And so I literally evaluated my business and I thought I had this amazing business. I'm like, oh yeah, I got an awesome business. We make 7 figures and yes, we're great. And then when I did that evaluation, my business was worth nothing after after I found out all the issues that I actually had. And so about 2024, end of 2024 is actually when I realized all those issues and we started, fixing everything. One huge issue was key man syndrome, right? So I was the face of my business. And so then it's like, okay, it can't just be Tax D Wolf Academy. We did this whole rebrand, Wolves of Real Estate. Now we have other coaches that teach other topics, right? So this is specifically for the consulting company. So we rebranded, we fixed all this stuff, but it was about 2024. I realized that, a lot of things that we were doing weren't sellable. We can't run a business off of Google, off of Google Drive, right? Like we have a CRM, we got to use it. We need to incorporate everything. This needs to be an easy transition if we're going to exit this business. If somebody wants to buy this, it's got to make sense for them, and people need to be replaceable as well. So, we did a lot of changes since 2024 after realizing that.
This is music to my ears, and also applaud you. Lucky you, blessed are you, however you want to call it, that specific incident of you flying and actually finding out what is at the end. You found out this information. What are the biggest struggles at the time? What worked really well right away, and what was a tremendous struggle to get through?
So I would say the biggest struggle would probably be time, because one thing that I imagine, and I think maybe everybody else imagines in their head, is that we're going to start this company, we're going to make a crap ton of money so fast, and we're going to do great, right? I didn't understand the time that it took to actually build credibility and how many moving parts, because everybody's like, what's the secret? What's the secret? The secret is you have to do everything. So there's no one cheat code to success. I mean, I'm on podcasts, I'm doing ads, I'm speaking at seminars, we got PR managers, you got press, you got reviews that you have to get, right? You have fulfillment, you have to keep everybody happy, you have to make sure that you're delivering the product. I mean, there's just so much that actually goes into running the business. So that's what really I didn't understand was time. Like, building a really good business ain't gonna happen in 2 weeks, right? Hiring and firing employees, and I'm just so many things that I was not prepared for, that thank goodness I was able to learn and invest in mentors and continue to grow after meeting people, talking and learning and growing. But time was probably the biggest thing. Like, okay, you have to have some patience. You have to be willing to train people. Everybody's not going to be perfect. They're not going to be you. So you have to have the vision, and you have to have a really, really good way to get your vision out there and include other people in your vision, right? Stepping away was hard. I didn't know, talk about getting that freedom back. I thought I had to run my business, right? I thought I needed all the equity. No, somebody told me it was better to have a piece of a watermelon than a whole grape, right? So now I have companies where I have other CEOs running the company. Like, I hired a CEO. I would have never thought I would get to that place of where I'm actually stepping out of the business and I'm just approving things. So, I mean, it's just so, we could talk for days about the things that I've learned in running business, social media, everything. I mean, we could go on and on.
Yeah. So time was the biggest challenge that you had to solve at that time.
If somebody would have told me, if an angel would have just come down and just said, hey, if you don't quit, it's going to work out. I would have been like, okay, now I'm good. But you think you have this awesome strategy. Let's dump this. Let's do 10,000 in ad spend. Let's do this, or let's go to this event. You have this awesome strategy. And you're like, I'm gonna make $200,000, and then you make 12K, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, it didn't work. So there's a lot of trial and error. But all in all, I think anybody that can remain consistent, eventually it'll work out. Especially in real estate. Real estate pretty much does this. So if we can remain consistent in it, eventually it's going to work out. I think most business owners give up too quick.
What you just shared is pretty much loaded, and not just with the refining. You mentioned also sharing, investing in order to prepare yourself to exit, right? So let's go and stay with refinement.
Okay.
On what was something after you realized, okay, I need to open up my time. What were the first things that you were delegating out?
Admin task. I think admin task came first. My first hire was an assistant, just to do the stuff that, all right, I don't have time to do this. I'm investing, I'm underwriting deals, or I'm dealing with clients. So got an assistant to handle most of that admin stuff. So I had to refine my entire process to scale. I'm doing one-on-ones with clients, and it's like, okay, how many clients can I really take doing one-on-ones? It's kind of like a hair. Somebody works in a hair salon. How many heads can you do? You kind of cap. So I had to figure out a way to refine that and build a company that was able to scale. So then we can convert it to like a group model, right? A community model. All right, this is gonna work. We can scale this. Some other things we had to refine.
So the community model, it was still ran just you. You were leading just as
me
groups.
and an assistant, me and
You and
one
assistant.
assistant,
Okay.
and we started this community model, and that was it was great. All right, now we can scale. We can keep getting in clients. Then, all right, your offer sucks. So how are you going to keep getting clients? Actually, okay, cool. We need a good offer. We need to now get on social media. We need to be consistent in social media, right? We need to refine our marketing. We need to refine our brand. I mean, there's just so many different things, and now it's when you talk about refine, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, everything we had to refine everything, how we think about things. We had to start thinking about the psychology of what happens when someone actually goes to your website. I mean, where are we gonna send them? Are we gonna just try to sell, or are we gonna give away free, and then eventually let them make the decision that they're gonna buy something?
Yeah.
So many things.
I'm going to keep you. I want to make it in such positioned in such a way that every business owner out there, entrepreneur, can relate to what you experience. Business is not easy. It's a struggle. You have to figure out things, and it's ongoing. It never stops. You're on all the time. There's no 9 to 5 thing, right? So your core offer, right? You had to figure out. How can I basically leverage as much as use the leverage as much as I can to make it as profitable, so I can maybe replicate, right, the same process. So, what are some things that you tried with your core offer to tweak to see if that could be something that would be attractive to my avatar, ideal customer, client?
So the first thing was the time, trying to get back my time, right? So we refined, my initial offer was a one-on-one consulting. That was it, one-on-one, I'm teaching you one-on-one. Well, that didn't last very long at all. So it took too much time, I'm stressed, I'm like literally having anxiety attacks. It was really bad. My schedule's crazy booked, I didn't think we would grow that fast. So first refining was, okay, we need to figure out how we can actually get new clients, fulfill the clients, and still give them the same quality product. So we stopped the one-on-one, we went to the group model. Okay, so we started a community, and so instead of one-on-one teaching, I recorded a bunch of modules step by step, and then we just decided we're going to do the weekly calls, right? So I can teach the same stuff on a weekly call to multiple people. So that was probably one of the very first things that we refined to get this model that was scalable.
And I see how you can get right away a lot of leverage from that. Fruits of your labor probably materialize much quicker because now you did not have to constantly worry about your pipeline of customers, people exiting, coming, right? So as a group model, it's much easier to manage.
Yep.
Okay, so the group community, but were you still just focusing on educating, or you were also like partnering with your students? How, like, did you leverage them to build your deal flow and so on?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So I call it, of course, it's a funnel, right? I think about the beginning of a funnel is the first time somebody even has a thought that they want to do something. Then they see you. So once they see me, they come into this pipeline, they land in our community. So from there, we have more people, we have more and more people joining the community. So from there, as I'm teaching, all right, we're talking about multifamily today. Here's how you do a multifamily deal. This is a syndication. This is a fund. We would do this versus this, right? We're teaching. So out of that class, it's like, well, you know what? Who actually qualifies with these? Who's an accredited investor? Who has this, and this, and actually wants to invest to make some passive income? So that might be, all right, cool. Let's talk to these 3 people who qualified out of the 100, and maybe let's get something going in a partnership or whatever that looks like.
So use them for capital.
Yep,
That's
possibly.
awesome.
Yeah. Joint venture or or maybe we have a wholesale
Yeah.
team that's providing them their own deals, and we'll still walk them through it. So it can be a consultation based service, or it could be a partnership, depending on. I'm a little wary with partnerships. I don't
Yeah.
just jump into.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll
see.
normally do like one deal at a time. Business is marriage.
Yes, once
It's
you
marriage.
exchange money and it's on a consistent basis, you pretty much marry each other. Yeah. Continue. I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, I was pretty much done. But and it's funny because a lot of the things that we offer now, our clients asked for it. So surveys were just huge. I was never big on surveys. How was the experience? What can make this better? Like, hey, what can make this better? Oh, it'd be great if you had an actual one-on-one, because the group thing, I just don't like the group thing. I work too much. It's like, okay. So I went one-on-one to group, and then now more people want one-on-one. It's like, okay, well, how can I do one-on-one and not completely kill myself? All right, we have to increase our prices almost to the point where it's like, I don't want to coach you, right? And so if they want to invest in that program, then we need to make this program so good that it's a no-brainer, and we'll constantly get like good testimonials from these individuals. So we refined our offer, but we also refined our fulfillment process to make sure that like we can't just be out here charging thousands of dollars and no one's satisfied. You will quickly, you quickly turn into a scammer or whatever they call you online, right? So we just kept refining. Then we start, bringing in more help. All right, man, we need this now. We need a social media person now. So, man, every day, just better and better. Just continuing today, I'm still refining.
Yeah,
right.
It
Still
never ends.
refining things.
It's like going to the gym and working out. You can never say, I think I'm strong enough, we can stop now. Right? You just never ending journey of working out. So in here, I'm also like, I actually, as you say it, I also get excited because I picture myself in your shoes at that time and see what the possibilities that opened up. You're doing physical seminars as well, like with your groups, or you meet with them physically and...
in person, or we do like real estate ride-alongs where we're actually going and looking at a flip, one of ours or maybe a mentee's. We do a lot of in person.
I love it.
Yeah.
Conferences?
Yep. If I'll get asked to speak. I do some of my own conferences.
For your students, with your like your internal conferences.
Yeah, both.
Yeah,
both. We have masterminds for our students. We like to do 2 a year where we'll go to another country. Typically, the last one we did was Tulum, Mexico, before all this stuff is going on in Mexico.
It's craziness right now. Not gonna go there, but yeah, it's happening. So when you were at that time, like setting up, I see how this transition and all this in the last 5 years.
Yep, 5 years.
You're moving pretty fast. That's pretty cool. Not bad for a lone wolf, right? To start.
Yeah.
So right now, where's the, like, if I would look at your financials, let's say, I see the numbers, mostly coming from education or deal flow?
So it depends on which business. So the consulting business is strictly the consulting business.
So you keep it separate.
I
So it's
keep
not
them
just
separate.
producing
for liability purposes. So
Okay,
it's
it's
like
a
I have
separate.
real estate. Yeah. So I wouldn't want a tenant to sue me and also be able to come for that consulting business, right? So for that purpose we keep them separate. So so your question is how the numbers will look like on a consulting business?
Yeah, like if I would look at the numbers, like I'm just wondering, like you're an educator who also invests, right? So like, so in your business, would you see mostly income from consulting, or you would also see that these are the investments, like joint ventures, we made the investments, like we have a portfolio of properties and so on. So
Yeah, good question. Really good question. And I think this is everybody's question. Literally everyone online wants to know, do you make more money from consulting or actually investing? So in the beginning, it was more from investing. As I got bigger and bigger and more known and like social media is blowing up, now it became like what and what. And now by default, it's more from consulting. Reason being, I can get on one podcast and sell $100 product to 1 million people, and that will by far wipe out my entire real estate investing career. So the consulting side with digital products is more scalable. So, people ask me that all the time, and I'm like, look, it used to be more investing, but now as you get bigger and bigger, it's just so easy to scale a digital product. You just have to sell one product to thousands of people, and you can do that in one day.
Reason I'm asking, I wanted to see where to push you next. And the next question would be then exactly that. Like if you would remove right now yourself for 90 days, what happens to your consulting side of things, the numbers and everything? Is it good enough to run on its own, or you need to be present?
Really, really good question. So I've done enough work in the last year or two to, I can safely say that if I completely left my company, it would still go on. It would definitely still continue to go on. Now, will it make as much money as me right now? No. Right? No, I don't think anybody can go out there and sell like I can sell, but it would still thrive. I can say that.
So what are you working right now on to make it not owner dependent?
So right now I have more coaches, right? And I'm still training my coaches. And one of the things is you can't train someone in 1 week, right? You can't train someone in 2 weeks. If you look at any person of value from out history, Jesus, they followed him around. Any Socrates, they followed you. You had to almost learn how that person thought. And so we have all these programs like, yo, join us for 2 weeks, join us for 2 months. That's not mentorship. That's a quick program. So there's people that's been with me. My assistant's been with me for 4 years, 5 years now, and there's still things that I'm teaching her. 5 years. So right now it's just spending more time with the coaches, investing more with the coaches so they can see, all right, maybe they've done a crap ton of BRRRR strategies, but now I have to show you how to do a tax deed. Now I have to show you how to do a wholesale deal. So you're very, very well versed. And it's not about doing the deal one time. Where the real experience comes from is when the mistakes happen or when the obstacles come. You may have done 10 flips, but have you had any issues with those flips? All right, what happens when the contractor runs away with your money? Now we're learning something here. Yeah. So it's just a matter of literally dealing with my coaches and just getting as much adversity to them as possible in a realistic manner. We don't want it. We don't want bad things to happen, but at least the things that come up now is just like, oh, I've been through that. That's easy. Do this, do this, do this. Oh, and every single time they're just learning and growing until eventually there will be more of me's or even better.
Yeah. Again, I see how on a refined topic, we're shifting towards investing and you're investing towards talent, people that could be your extensions and do the business like you would, right? Before we transition there, maybe we can share with the audience, like what are some of the most painful mistakes you experienced during the refinement, maybe like wrong decision on the offer or bringing a talent, or I don't know, I don't want to put ideas into your head. What comes to mind when you hear pain?
So it would probably be hiring the wrong people. One of the biggest places that I've lost money is hiring media companies to ad agencies and whatnot. And I mean, these guys charge a hell of a lot of money. So it's like, all right, $6,000 a month to run ads, and that's not including ad spend. That's just retainer. It's like, okay, 6,000. Hey man, it takes time. 3 months and I've made no money. I made more money when I was running the ads myself. Right? So little things like that, just trusting in people, just putting money out there, to now what I've refined is my hiring process. Not only am I going to go vet and check online reviews and everything, I need to talk to people that you work with currently. If anybody worked with you before, why are they not working with you today? Especially with ads, people, oh, I ran ads for this big person. I ran ads for this big person. Okay, why are you not running their ads today? Why'd they fire you if you were so great, So my vetting process, not to offend anybody, it's your money, it's your business. You have to protect it. So sometimes we have to have these uncomfortable conversations and not have hard feelings. It's just you have to protect yourself because it's not just you anymore. Once you have the business, you got your employees, your family. So you just got to have those uncomfortable conversations to make sure that you're refining your vetting process. I would say that was the biggest thing that I refined as far as taking partners, hiring people. You kind of have to distance yourself and learn the power of saying no.
You basically now doing a double check, having those not comfortable conversation, and actually want to see the verification.
Oh yeah. I've dumped so much money into YouTube ads, Facebook ads, just hiring agencies. So many things you pay for. It's just, I just wish there was somebody there to tell me like, hey, this isn't gonna work so well, Yeah. But sometimes the best lesson is to just try.
Let's shift into invest, right? So invest is the second lever. Like you said, you right now investing into making sure that you're not owner dependent. The business is not owner dependent, right? So is that the only focus right now on the investment side? Do you invest in some other infrastructure, maybe software that you're building? I know there's so many things. I see how your business can go before it starts to scale. Tell me.
A lot of investments actually. So starting a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago, we started to invest in being vertically integrated, right? So we have a real estate consulting company and we also buy real estate. So then we started a wholesale company, and it's like, all right, if we talk to a homeowner and they don't, like, let's just say they have a property that should be listed on the MLS for market value, we lose money. All right, well, let's start a real estate brokerage too. So if these deals don't go through this pipeline, we can send them to this pipeline. And then it's like, wait a minute, we're paying all these different title companies. Let's start a title company too. So we became so vertically integrated, and our community became so just so full of everything after investing so much time and into marketing and speaking at events. That's another thing people don't realize. When we speak at events and everything, we don't just get clients, we get partnerships. So, oh wow, you do this and you're a title company, can we partner up on XYZ? So after investing in all these other companies, eventually it's like when I throw any business anywhere, I might get a piece of that pie. Like I said, it's better to have a small piece of a watermelon versus a whole piece of a grape. So I started investing in, this one business I started, I invested everything to get the business started. All I needed was a partner to run it. Hey, you're going to run this business for me. You're going to get X amount of equity because you're running everything, but I'm putting all the money up for it. And like, there's literally businesses that I've started that way.
Did you buy all those? I call it like a wheel, right? So a lot of business owners only think that I can invest, I guess, horizontally, right? Mm-hmm. I'll buy a competitor. I'll keep on increasing my density, my reach, and so on. In your case, you're actually doing something that a lot of people not even aware. I'm fascinated by your open-mindedness and of course education. You had to be educated on this to know all these things. So to create like a wheel of businesses that could feed each other, and you at the end of the day benefiting from all those, how are you positioning yourself? Are you like running those businesses yourself? You buying them? You building them from scratch? Like, what's your approach there?
All of the above. And that's, oh my gosh, that's you literally just asked me a question that breaks out my entire model of how I even do investments. When something comes across my table, I figure out then when I underwrite what I'm going to do with it. I do the same thing with real estate. So people are like, do you focus on the bird? Do you focus on, no, I don't focus on anything. I just focus on leads. Once a lead comes, then I figure it out. So on some businesses, I started from scratch. Some businesses, there was already someone running that business, and I had to just have a realistic conversation. Hey, this is what I bring to the table. Is there a way for me to joint venture into this business or have some equity or something, right? So it was kind of a mix of everything. Once it was there, we get in a room together and we just kind of start throwing things at the wall. Hey, what about this, this, and this? Hey, what about this, this, and this? And then eventually we come to a conclusion like, oh man, actually, yeah, this works. Let's get the attorneys, look over everything, let's draft it up and let's do it.
Yeah. Any bad joint ventures? Because again, I see how, just like with employees, partners, and so on, you might initially like 1-2 deals look good, but then eventually you might find that values not really matching, and the standards are not really being upheld to your level of expectation. I'm sure there was some not good.
A ton
Yeah.
actually. So I'm a big risk taker, and I will try things. And in the beginning, I put a lot of trust into people, and so now you see me turning down like almost everything. But in the beginning, it wasn't that way. So it's like, oh, you have this awesome business idea, yeah, let's do it. And then it would ultimately do nothing, right? It was just money that I just kind of threw down the drain. So I can tell you yes, I've done a lot of bad investments, and now let me tell you what those bad investments were. One company that we started, and I'm not going to say anybody's names or any companies, right? So I'll leave out the details of what the companies were. But one company, we partner up and we're supposed to scale this company, like this, and it's going to be great. And the partner is just very like wishy-washy. One day they're motivated to do it, next day life sucks, and you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I kind of maybe invested in the wrong partner here. A good idea, a good business model that could have worked. I've seen a ton of businesses work this way, but the person that I invested in wasn't ready to just, maybe it was too soon for them, right? I wanted them to do more than what they even knew they were capable of. All right, so that was the biggest lesson, is putting beliefs in other people that they didn't even have in themselves, right? Or didn't have the work ethic to even get there. Wanting people to we want our family members to join our business so bad, and if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it, and chances are they're not going to be consistent at it, so ultimately it'll hurt you. So there was that. There were other businesses where we started a business and just bad partnerships. Like the business is actually making money, but partners can't agree on which way we're going to go. 5 different partners in the business. It's like one is here, I'm here, it's just like, all right, this ain't going to work. All right, too many chiefs, too many chiefs. So I've kind of feel like I've done it all. JV partnerships, even where we're supposed to invest in a deal, we're going to do this flip, everybody's going to make X amount of dollars. Hurricane comes, flip is slower and slower and slower. Now it requires more rehab. We have one deal where we're still waiting on insurance money from like 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
4 years ago, we still haven't got the money from insurance. So, I mean, it's just, we can talk about the mess, the fails all day.
Would you say because you're in the education space, positioning yourself as an educator keeps your mind that open and expose yourself, because you experience a lot of things and a lot of expensive education from making mistakes, right? We get, but also sounds like you were able to accomplish a lot in such a short time. So tell me a little bit about who's mentoring you.
So there's a lot of answers, and I'm gonna forget one of those questions, right? But there's a lot of answers to this question. I want to break it down. Who's mentoring me? I have a bunch of mentors, right? I've gone to seminars, invested. The only place I didn't have a mentor was tax deeds. And that was a specialty that I decided basically decided that there was a lot of red oceans out there. And I'm like, tax deeds is a blue ocean. There's no competition. I'm going to take over this. And so I really just got out there and I learned. Me as an educator allowed me to speed up my experiences, because I may go through some things, but I have students that are going through other things. So it's like, okay, a student is scammed by a contractor, but I haven't been scammed this way. Me helping this student maneuver through their obstacles, it actually is like, wow, don't ever do that, right? So I'm in a unique position to where I can still learn from everybody else. I'm not the smartest person in the world, and nor do I ever get on social media or anything and say like, I'm the best, I'm the real estate guru. No, there is still so much for me to learn. A brand new investor that's never done any real estate can teach me something, right? So I'm learning from everyone. Yeah, I have mentors, but I have a community of thousands of individuals that every problem that I hear, it's just a new algorithm in my head on how to maneuver or get through that problem, or who to call. It's not always me fixing the problem. Sometimes it's just about knowing who to call to fix the problem, and how much should you reasonably be paying or be charged to fix said problem.
I wish everybody saw the world this way, because it's kind of logical, right? So the more people you help, you collecting from all those experiences, and not only those experiences, how you solve those. even if they were not solvable, even if you failed at those, it builds your intuition, builds your, I would say it, your common sense gets adjusted. You start to see things that others would not even consider. You have a lot more options.
And it's algorithm based. We in school in America, we learn there's only one right answer, A, B, C, or D, or pick the only two right answers in a multiple choice. But in real life, it's if that, then this. And so there is no one way to do a deal. And a lot of people see so many different coaches online. Well, this guy said this guy said that. That doesn't mean anybody's wrong. We all have our different avenue of how we would approach something. And so there's multiple right answers. And I wish we would have learned a little bit more of this in school. It's like there's not just one way to do that. There's appropriate versus less appropriate. What's the most appropriate ways to get these things done? Thankfully, in nursing school, we kind of were taught that, because there will be three right answers, but the question's asking you what's the best answer, and you have to logically decipher why your answer is the best answer. You know what I mean? That's what makes it so hard, but it's real life.
Yeah,
it's real life.
You know, my wife was in nursing school when she was, before she went to nursing school, she was learning anatomy. And she was sharing with me that the questions are so tricky and they all seem correct. And she did not know which one to pick. Now you're uncovering, I cannot wait to share with her that sometimes it could have been both. It depends on the case.
Yeah, that's the hard part. It's like you didn't really get the answer wrong. You just didn't give the appropriate answer, or you didn't give their answer. Sometimes in life, we think we're right? We have the best way, but it's about what your superior wants. Hey, the lender wants this. I don't agree with it, but that's what the lender wants for me to get over this obstacle. So it's one thing that I do teach my mentees. Sometimes you have to adjust and do things that maybe you might not agree with, but you have to overcome that obstacle if you want to win in this industry.
Yeah.
So it's a really good example. There's a lot of industries that are like that.
Yeah. We transitioned to share without even knowing. We were talking about invest, but we touched on a lot of components on how one would scale the business. So in your case, you would leverage other related businesses. Like any other ways you scaling this growth of not just your consulting side of things, but also the deal flow, the capital, and everything else that is involved.
So if I break it off from the top, right, we had our business and we had to refine a lot of things. One part of refine that I didn't mention, because you brought up scale, there was something I had to do before I scaled, and I needed a system, right? So I needed a system, and then I needed a software. I needed the infrastructure to support that system. So it's like, okay, we're going to do this, and then everybody's going to come into this CRM, and this is what's going to happen with the CRM. We have appointment setters, we have callers, we have this, we have this, we have this. So first I had to take care of all that stuff, and then it's like, now we can scale. So when it came to scaling, this is where I went wrong in the beginning. I'm trying to scale, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm putting all this money into ads, because it was a simple formula for me. If I put 1,000 into ads and I made 10,000. Okay, let me put 10,000 into ads. I should make 100,000. It was like a simple formula. It was okay. I did it. And then it's like, all right, we have all these leads. No one's calling the leads. We have thousands of leads in the CRM that came to this, this virtual seminar. Half of them didn't show up. What's going on with these leads? It's just money down the drain, a huge list and no infrastructure to handle the list. So once we handled the backend stuff, then it's like, okay, if we put $10,000 in ads, we're going to make $100,000. Let's try this again. And so we did it again. Voila, it worked.
Yeah.
Right? It worked. And so when I did the ads this last time, and this is very recent, actually, this is just last year, I did the ads myself. And my cost per lead was like $10 per lead. It's insane. So I'm like, okay, if I did this myself and I'm not the ads expert, what could I do if I hired an expert? And finally I find the right ads guy. We run this thing again, and cost per lead is $2.
That's crazy.
$2 a lead in my industry. And it's like, that's kind of crazy for real estate. And so now we're currently actually in the process of getting more data points on how we're going to adjust. And we have a big event coming up in March, and we're going to see how that goes. But scaling is going to be typically about dishing out, investing more money into the business, whether that's ad spend, whether that's in-person events, other partners, getting into other people's pipeline. People are so greedy, they don't think about collaboration. Well, collaboration was a really good way for me to scale. You do taxes, I teach investing. So you come teach my community about taxes, there's a pipeline for you. Everybody that does taxes with you, maybe they want to invest, or they need to invest for, depreciation or whatever. They need some tax loopholes that they need to get into. So then they come to me. So we kind of cross and we share audiences. And, and as far as scaling, then there's the authority that you want to build. So there's certain ways we build authority besides just being on stage. We have a PR manager getting us in a certain amount of press. I was just on a live TV show a few months ago. So there's like all these other things that you're doing to build authority. So it's really a lot, a lot in the scaling department. But one of the easiest things that I'm seeing from looking around, if I look at all these other businesses and all my other partners, the most simplest thing you can do if you do it the right way is put more money into ad spend. Yeah. That's been the secret in front of my face for a long time that I wish I made 6 figures a month organic. Yeah, wow. When I finally got into ad spend, it's like, okay, now I can actually scale this business. Take it to the next level. Yeah.
How did you get that mindset of sharing? Collaborating with others, being like that idea. Not everybody gets a click where it's better to be a little fish in a big pond than a big fish in a little aquarium, right? So, like, how did you come to that realization?
What makes me very deadly as an individual is I see a lot of things that other people don't see. And so to give you an example, I went to a mastermind and, there's a bunch of people on stage teaching different topics. Well, while other people are just listening to the things they're saying on stage, these nice things that sound very good. What you tune into, you turn into, and how you do anything, they're just like listening to all these really good quotes and like, oh, that's great, that's great. Well, what I was doing is I'm literally reverse engineering the funnel that got me there. So I'm like, okay, they had a website like this. This is why I clicked on it. These were the colors that they used. When I got in the building, they did their speakers this way instead of this way. I'm looking at the whole picture here. When did they pitch? How long did they pitch, right? What happened when they pitched? Did they send people to the back of the room? Did they do this? And it's like people are caught in the system and they're not really realizing, and there's so many business owners that go and do their own events and they're not using what was used on them. And so that's what made me very deadly, is I'm kind of looking outside the box and realizing things that other people aren't realizing. So I learned from watching. Yes, I invested into a lot of like communities and programs, but it wasn't just about the knowledge. It was about the fulfillment and just the process of everything that they did. I mean, I'm listening to the hooks. All right, in the first 3 seconds, they said this. Then when I came, they didn't try to sell me something. I'm going through people's funnel. Alex Hormozy, it's like, okay, I went through his funnel. He gave me something. I read an article on Forbes, give before you get. Okay, that's interesting. So I shouldn't be trying to sales breath and just sell. I should be giving so much away. So I'm trying it out. Okay, here's a free tax deduction checklist. Here's this. And people are just going into this funnel, and without selling anything, people are in my DMs. I want you to be my mentor. How can you? I'm not even selling them anything. Hey, what's the price? Where's the, send me the link. And it's just because I'm giving away. And then the collaboration over competition part is, like you said, is I just noticed other people were doing it. And these are really, really successful people, and they're collaborating with each other. I'm like, man, we need to be collaborating. Maybe it's on a micro level. We don't have as many followers as they do, but we should be collaborating together. We cross, I don't know what the word is, but we kind of take each other's audience from each other, and it's a way for us to grow faster. So I've already have my community. Everybody's they trust benefits. Me. You have your community. We kind of cross collaborate, and now you grew and I grew.
So you're familiar with DISC?
DISC?
Yes, assessment.
The assessment, yeah.
Yes. Who are you on a DISC assessment?
Oh, I don't remember. I haven't done that.
Yeah. I mean, to pay that level, to have that level of detail, being detail-oriented, I would say you have a conscientious, analytical mind, right, to reflect like that. I just wonder if you're an introvert or extrovert.
Both. I think because of the military, I'm just one of those weird individuals that I can fit in anywhere. So if if I'm overseas, I wasn't the person who was overseas, like during Ramadan, for example. It's not even my cult. Like, this isn't even me, but I'm also not eating when I'm with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing what, this is your country, I'm wearing what you wear. So I kind of blend in. And, I think I can just be whatever I need to be.
Yeah.
I can't be comfortable. So if I'm uncomfortable, it doesn't matter. I need to do what I need to do. So I don't mind being uncomfortable. So I can be anything.
At the same time, you were a lone wolf, right? At some point, you decided, I'm not going to be a lone wolf anymore. I need to create a pack, right? So, and that's what you're describing by now investing into other coaches and doing everything that you're doing. So it's not a lonely wolf show. And wolves usually introverts, right? They're not like a lion to go and dominate. They're quiet, but they know their strength. Like they say, right? You never see wolves in a circus.
Mm-hmm.
So they do what they do, and they're not compliant with anything out there. So they do it, and they do it their way on their terms. So interesting. So I would love to see what you're adapting. I would say you're an introvert, but somehow you have your dominance in there that you can't stop. You just keep on going.
I used to be an introvert. In high school,
you adapted it.
I'm not talking to nobody. Yeah, I'm very shy. Then, like I said, it's just that there's no growth in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I had to get out there and be a new, you know what I mean? Be a new person.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I did.
I went through a similar journey. Of course, it's not about me, but the idea is the same. I went to programming, not to talk to people. I was an introvert, but God had his plans. We're doing a podcast together now. So two introverts will go out there and actually share what they're on their mind. Exit. So right now, what are your thoughts about the vision? Is there a number that you want to reach before you exit? Will you hold it? What's your vision?
So right now, it's up in the air on what number that is, but I know what number it's not. So I probably wouldn't sell for anything less than 10 million for sure. I'll tell you that. I'd say about 10, 15 million. I probably wouldn't sell for anything less than 15 million.
So once you get that offer, you all in?
It just depends. It depends on the timing. There's a lot of variables. But if I get a decent offer, because I've had people reach out before, but I knew that where I was at right now, I'm not gonna get the price. Yeah, I'm not getting the price that I want. And so I'm like, look, no, I don't want to sell right now. We'll talk in 2 years. We'll see where it's at in 2 years. Yeah. Then we'll talk. But yeah, I probably wouldn't do it for less than 15 million.
So where's your focus right now? Like the next 90 days, you building your coaches?
So yeah, that's in the works nonstop. My big focus right now is to make more money faster, right? And so to be fully transparent, one of my companies does almost 2 million, or last year almost 2 million, right? And so I'm looking at other people in the same industry that are doing 15, 20 million. It's like, okay, all right, why did they do so much and why do we do so little? So there's a lot of ad spend. We didn't put as much ad spend, and they're putting $200,000 a month in the ad spend. That makes sense. They have the infrastructure. They have teams of people calling and calling and calling nonstop. You're not just going to sit dead in their CRM, right? Okay, they're doing this. When people don't pay, they even have accounts receivable, and they have an attorney. They have a whole collectible, a team of collections, right? Like, it's other things that people are doing. It's like, okay, we don't have that. So the goal right now is to make more money faster. And that is, like I said, ad spend before. It's really a matter of putting more money into ad spend, but also having that back end system of setters. And because a lot of money is in the follow-up. Now, I think I read a book called Fanatical Prospecting or something. Basically taught that what you do today may not make money today. You may make money 60 days, 90 days from now, because especially in this digital age right now, people have to see you. It used to be 7 times. Now it's like double. They have to see you like 14 times before they do anything. And so I have people in my DMs right now, hey, I've been following you for 2 years. I'm ready to learn. 2
Yeah.
years. So that means we need to be in their face. Everybody wants something. What are you doing to make sure they come get it from you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Cardone said it takes 5 to 12 touches for 80% of the sales.
Yeah.
So people think that they touch a few times and they're going to get a sale, but you're not really scratching the surface there. And he has a whole like follow-up system that lasts like 365 days. And it's not the same follow-up. He actually hates the word follow-up. Like he's touching them differently each time. Sometimes SMS, sometimes email, sometimes personal presence. Like he's like full of ideas. It's fascinating. But I agree, yes, to create the system that will run through so much more. Again, more money, faster.
Yeah.
By the speed.
And it's really mostly the follow-ups, if we're being honest. You can't have leads just sitting in your CRM. Somebody has to be calling those leads. And most businesses, one, don't even have a CRM, right? So they're not even collecting data. That's where the money's at, in the data. But once you have the data, you gotta have somebody calling and following. It could be an email nurture sequence. It can be SMS, but you really need a human in there talking to people, getting them booked on further calls.
Agree. So you're not gonna. So when you said 10 million or so, you meant just for the consulting. Is all those JVs all tied to that, or that's separate? Just
all separate.
Wondering how you. So it's all just strictly for the consulting part that you open to exit, but you still would retain the stake at everything else that's there.
Those are in the air. I mean, I could be persuaded on some of those businesses, but the consulting company is the one that I'm trying to scale the fastest right now. And that will definitely be the one that I exit, because the others are simple. I'm not needed much in those. Other people are running them. So I may come and teach, a class on social media marketing, or I may come teach this or come teach that. So those I'm fine with. You got to stay busy somehow. So, but the consulting one definitely open.
Post-exit? Did you think about, because you can't really retire.
Yeah, I would.
Got to do something. Your mind is racing.
Post-exit, I would just continue investing to just do bigger and bigger investments. So right now, a very small investor. In the future, I mean, I want to be able to buy into a sports team or something. You know what I mean? Like I really want to be up there, and just travel, invest, live, just live, continue to help people. I'll keep coaching and teaching at seminars just to help other people get there, because that's what I needed. That's what I needed, and it changed my life when I got it. So
thank you for sharing.
Continuing to give back.
Good stuff. So let's play a little game. I'm gonna ask you some questions, not like those in the nursing school where there's a tricky ones. It'll be probably more straight to the point. I just wanted to see where you're holding. So would you say today, on the refined side of things, the biggest constraint, is it systems, talent, or clarity?
Systems, I would say, is most important out of those.
What's your advantage over everybody else in this niche? Is it the actual niche or the execution?
Execution.
And I see why you already shared so much. On the investment side, what compounds more, capital or credibility?
Oof. Credibility. With credibility, you get as much capital as you want.
Would you go more after infrastructure or visibility?
Infrastructure.
You already shared that, so it's very interesting that it's a lot of it, like we're getting confirmations.
There's people with 2,000 followers that make more money than people with 1 million followers.
Yeah.
So infrastructure.
So would you say portfolio of properties or platform of investors?
That's a tough one. I will go with portfolio of properties just because there's a lot more questions to the second one. But businesses over properties, I'd say.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Agree. On the share side, what's harder? Delegating authority or sharing an equity?
Sharing an equity.
Growth, is it limited more by control or by capital?
Capital.
Okay, and then on the exit, would you say what protects you the most? Is it a brand, is it systems, or recurring revenue?
Brand.
Brand. Joseph, thank you. Thank you for sharing. It was a beautiful session. Before we disconnect, would you like to share with the audience how one would find you if they want to connect? And then we'll make sure that it's included below this video when we share with others.
Definitely. One, I appreciate you for having me. Those were some awesome questions. I hope they were paying attention. But all social media platforms, Tax Deed Wolf, Instagram, Tax Deed Wolf CEO, reach out. We would love to help you get to the next level. We'd love to help.
Thank you. I'll see you when I'll see you. And thank you for giving all this input. Maybe there'll be part 2. Who knows? We'll dive in deeper, hear what people have to say, and what else they would love to hear more about. You for sure have the experience everyone needs.
Awesome. This was awesome. I appreciate you. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. No, those were really good questions.